On a quiet day in St. Lucie County, Florida, deputies arrived to enforce a civil injunction connected to a stalking-related court order. What began as a paperwork service quickly became a constitutional dispute over firearms, due process, open carry, and the limits of police authority when officers are enforcing a judge's order rather than making a street-level arrest. The citizen believed his rights were being stripped away after a prior criminal case ended in a not guilty verdict. The deputies believed they were carrying out a court directive requiring surrender of a Glock pistol, ammunition, and related property. But the legal question is more complicated than whether anyone was upset. The real issue is this. When a civil injunction affects firearm possession, where does lawful court enforcement end? And where do constitutional concerns begin?
Into contact. It says respondent shall have no contact with petitioner unless otherwise provided. It says respondent shall have no contact with petitioner, not directly or indirectly contact petitioner by mail, email, fax, telephone, through another person, or any other manner, including electronic means or use of social media. Further, respondent shall have no contact or have any third-party contact anyone connected with petitioner's employment or school to inquire about petitioner or to send messages to petitioner. That means no telephone calls, no text messaging, no Facebooking, no Instagramming, no Snapchat.
About her. About her.
You cannot contact her.
As long as I don't say nothing about her, I'm good.
You cannot contact
if I can talk all this shit I want to talk about Clearwater, but long as I don't talk about her directly.
You cannot contact her
directly
or indirectly.
Okay.
Okay, and not through another.
Well, no, you just said indirectly.
Yes.
Well, she works for the city of Clearwater, and I talk shit about Clearwater. So is that indirectly, or is that because as long as I don't say you're the
Look at me.
I'm looking at you.
I'm not an attorney. I can't give you legal advice. I can tell you what the paperwork says.
This
not
is
indirectly not directly or indirectly contact
the
petitioner.
Of her. Long as I don't talk about her.
You cannot contact the petitioner. All right? Contact.
Okay, what else?
Number 3, firearms. It says respondent shall not use or possess firearm or ammunition.
What?
Listen. Respondent shall surrender any firearms and ammunition in respondent's possession to the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Department.
And she's not feral or anything like that. Right there.
Right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write a...
It's fine, man. Just take the gun and be out of here. I don't want to hear nothing else. Just, if you got to take the gun, take the fucking gun.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a good day.
No other ammunition or anything?
No.
We're not being rude to you.
I know.
Try to be nice.
Please.
Right. We got you.
Please.
We got you.
I know. I'm not being aggressive towards you. You've got my gun. We're done.
So,
right? We're done. Right? We're done. Right? We're done. Right?
Okay.
Have a good day.
The first legal issue is not whether the citizen likes the order. The issue is whether the deputies had lawful authority to enforce a facially valid injunction issued by a court. Under Florida's stalking injunction statute, courts may issue temporary or final injunctions, and law enforcement is involved in service and enforcement. A stalking injunction can include no contact provisions, and Florida law provides procedures for statewide verification and service. That matters because deputies on scene are usually not relitigating the truth of the allegations. They are not deciding whether the petitioner was right. They are not deciding whether the respondent deserved the injunction. Their job is typically narrower. Confirm the order, serve it, explain the restrictions, and enforce the judge's written directives. But that does not eliminate constitutional questions. If a court order restricts speech, contact, movement, or firearm possession, the order still has to satisfy due process and constitutional limits. The officer may be protected if he reasonably relies on a valid court order. The citizen's strongest argument would usually be directed at the court process, not the deputy standing at the door. So a court could potentially conclude that the deputies were acting within their enforcement role, while still leaving open whether the injunction itself was properly issued, properly supported, or constitutionally overbroad.
Hi. Yeah, because I want my gun back.
So listen. Before you
I'm not freaking out on you guys. Listen. Here, Linda, listen. Just give me my receipt and let me be about my day.
I gotta write it out. You gotta
What's your name?
You're gonna have it. Well,
Oh, don't say right here, please. What's your name?
Jose Estrada.
Thank you. Your name?
Deputy Arteche.
Thank you. And badge number?
319. I'll give you my business card.
It's fine. We'll go through all that. Your name and badge number?
Here's 200.
Thank you. Your name and badge number?
Sergeant Verveer 179.
All right. And yours?
Lieutenant Flowers 134.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for being cooperative.
I'm not. I don't even know what this is. You are coming from Pinellas County.
No, we work for St. Lucie.
They sent you to come here from Pinellas County, and I just got found unanimously not guilty for what is going on. I was found unanimously not guilty, and now I got to deal with a civil suit.
It's not a civil suit.
What is it?
Okay. So an injunction is just it's a civil matter that still is resolvable. You're going to go to court on
I can't.
to present your side to things. It still could be dismissed on the 12th. We don't know.
But you
just sitting here as
you just took my firearm.
Yes, sir.
Is that fair to me and my family?
The judge asked for it. The judge required it.
Is that fair to my? It's not that I have a problem with the judge. The court already decided that I was not guilty, and they didn't take my firearms away when I got hit with the stalking charge. And now here I am with an injunction for a civil bullshit, and now you're taking my fucking gun. How? It's not how's that unfortunate? Tell that to my wife. Tell that to my daughter. Just imagine if somebody kicks in my door tonight and they fucking kill my family. You're gonna be saying, "Oh, it's unfortunate that you didn't have your gun." Is it unfortunate? It's fucking retarded.
This is where the constitutional issue becomes much more nuanced. A criminal acquittal and a civil injunction are not the same legal event. A criminal case requires proof beyond a reasonable doubt. A civil protective injunction may involve a different burden, different procedure, and different purpose. So even if a person is acquitted in a criminal case, that does not automatically prevent a civil court from entering a protective order based on separate evidence, a different standard, or a different legal theory. That said, the citizen's due process concern is not meaningless. When a civil order results in temporary loss of firearm possession, courts must still ask whether the respondent had notice, an opportunity to be heard, and whether the restriction is tied to a legally sufficient finding. The Second Amendment analysis also changed after Bruin and Rahimi. Bruin rejected interest balancing and required firearm regulations to be evaluated through text, history, and tradition. But Rahimi clarified that the Constitution can allow temporary disarmament when a court finds a person poses a credible threat to another person's physical safety. Applied here, the strongest argument for the deputies is simple. They were enforcing a court order. The strongest argument for the citizen is also serious. If the order was entered without sufficient process, insufficient evidence, or overbroad restrictions, the constitutional challenge belongs in court. A judge could reasonably find that the officers did not personally violate the Constitution by enforcing the order, while also recognizing that the underlying order could still be challenged through the judicial process.
I'm trying.
Professional to you as you are to
Can I walk over? I understand there's the Halo law. Can I be within 20? Because I'm just looking for my property receipt.
He's bringing it to you.
Yeah. Can I go within 25 feet? I'm not gonna.
Yeah, you can walk over there with me, man.
Yeah. I'm not here.
He's just typing it up for you.
I get it, dude. I get it, man.
Look, We empathize for you, man. I understand what you just said about, you know, protecting your family and stuff like that. But just understand, I'm not the one that wrote that document. He's not the one.
Did you swear an oath to defend and uphold the Constitution?
Correct.
But what they just, what Pinellas County did from 4 hours away just violated my fucking rights.
So-
and you're sitting,
Take it up with
Yeah, you're gonna have that day in
You gotta
court.
take it up with
You're
them.
gonna
it's not going to be a day in court. It's going to cost you, the taxpayer, friggin' money. Like I said, man, I have no ill will. I have no nothing.
I just don't want you to be upset at us.
I'm not. It's not that, dude. At this point, you know something? Tomorrow, you might hear about a guy wearing his banana hammock and open carrying, because you know something? If she's gonna try to come after me civilly, I need to make money. So I'm gonna wear my banana hammock and an AR-15 on a corner.
We're not allowed to have any guns
You
right
can't
now.
have any
They
firearms.
get arrested.
Oh, so no firearms?
No
No.
firearms. Do you have any other firearms?
No. I was gonna call my buddy.
So if you have any firearms,
No,
I'm saying like if tomorrow,
No.
this case is clear. If you walk around with a gun,
Well,
you'll get
I've got
arrested, violate your injunction.
Well, right now I have a video I'm about to upload to YouTube, and I was
Past videos. That's
Okay.
past. Anything from here on out, that's different.
Yeah, no,
Past
okay.
videos, that's
So right now, from here,
from
this
today until this is
and dealt with,
dealt with.
Right.
no guns.
Tomorrow.
I can't call my buddy and say, hey, can I borrow a gun
No,
for a day?
Don't even touch it. Yeah.
All right, fine.
Violate your. You have a copy of it. Read the whole thing whenever you go inside.
Yeah, dude. The funny thing is, I was just out open carrying today. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I just did it today, and is that against the
You didn't get served the injunction.
until right here?
You got it served from that point on.
Okay.
The open carry issue requires careful timing. Florida's legal landscape changed after McDaniels versus State, where the First District Court of Appeal held Florida's general open carry ban unconstitutional. The court concluded that the Second Amendment protects open carry for ordinary law-abiding adults, and it vacated McDaniel's conviction. But that does not mean every person can carry every firearm in every situation. Even after open carry became lawful in Florida, other restrictions remained. Private property rules, sensitive places, threatening display, and firearm disabilities tied to injunctions can still matter. Here, the deputy's warning is not based only on open carry. It is based on the injunction's firearm restriction. If the court order legally prohibits possession of firearms and ammunition, then open carry is beside the point during the life of that order. The citizen asks an important question. If he was open carrying before service, was that a violation? The deputy says the restriction begins from the point of service. That answer appears procedurally important because injunction enforcement typically depends on service, notice, and the respondent knowing the order exists. There is also a Fourth Amendment angle. If officers misunderstand a confusing legal rule, High-End versus North Carolina says a reasonable mistake of law may sometimes still support police action. But that does not give officers unlimited permission to guess. The mistake must be objectively reasonable. In this encounter, the more defensible interpretation is that the deputies were not arresting him for prior open carry. They were explaining that after service, future firearm possession could create legal exposure. That is an important distinction.
So this is the property receipt you asked for. Normally I get one anyway until you shut the door in my face, and I was like, well, what the heck? So there's two of them.
One for you, one for me.
One for you, one for me, exactly. So I've listed down Glock with the serial number, Glock magazine, 14 rounds of 45 caliber. I've already signed my portion.
Can you put hollow points on there? Because I don't want to get a bunch of, freaking bullshit rounds. Because I paid a lot of money for those.
Well, let me look at these rounds. Let me look at
Please.
these rounds.
I'm telling you, man, ammo's expensive. My ball ammo, I don't give a shit about. But whenever I put hollow points into a gun, and it's like $30, $40 a friggin' box, yeah, you best believe I'm gonna make sure I'm getting my hollow points back. Yeah. Hollow point, hollow point, hollow point, hollow point, hollow point. All those are hollow points. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I've seen the different colors.
Yeah, it's there's one that's I can't remember. One's like
Yeah, usually we don't listen
Yeah, yeah.
like brands or anything.
yeah, I'm not worried about the brand. It's just longs are hollow points.
Mr. Taylor?
Oh yeah.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I talked to you on the phone.
Yep.
Do you have your driver's license, please?
Yep.
How you doing, sir?
Living the dream, dude.
Dreams are what?
Thank you.
Forward to.
I live here in Florida, man.
Okay, here's your driver's license back. We are returning your Glock 21, which is in the box. We're returning your magazine and the ammunition.
Can I see him?
Sure.
I don't need to see the gun. You can leave that in the box. I just want to see the ammo and the mag. Because that's what was written on the, when they came and gave me my inventory, it was all hollow points.
Can you please sign right here and date it for me?
Yep. Today is 5/14.
14, yes, sir.
Sorry.
You're good.
Okay.
This is yours, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
it is.
follow me. I'm gonna walk.
Yep, over there to the left. Yep, I saw the sign. And then I'm gonna. No, I don't know if you need to go by the
No,
sign.
you can take it. Just gonna walk outside. You want to put? You keep the whole box. You can put the box in there if you want.
Yep.
Your call, my man. Just be safe.
I was
yeah.
safe. I've been safe with my firearms ever since I started getting them.
Oh no, I was just talking in general.
Yeah,
More of a common courtesy.
yeah. No, I'm not. I've never had to point my gun at anybody, so I'm the least of your concerns. I just like to express my rights, and it seems to be a problem. Not with you. So every now and again, I get it with you, but everywhere around the state of Florida, they know who I am, and they just don't like what I do. And that is what it is.
Positive experience today with the sheriff's office.
It wasn't the day that it happened. It wasn't positive.
I'm more concerned about today, right?
You're not worried. Don't worry about me, dude. I'm not hurting nobody.
Now for the follow-up. Based on the information available for this episode, the video itself shows that the firearm was later returned. That is a verified fact from the footage. However, no CAD report, police report, internal affairs finding, court docket, final injunction order, lawsuit complaint, settlement, or disciplinary record has been provided for this specific encounter. Because of that, we cannot responsibly claim that the deputies were disciplined, sued, cleared, or found liable. As of the information available for this episode, no verified public update has been confirmed. What we can verify is the broader legal context. Florida's open carry ban was later struck down in McDaniels versus State, and Florida's Attorney General publicly treated open carry as lawful statewide. But that broader open carry development does not automatically resolve the separate injunction issue in this encounter. The most important unresolved question is whether the injunction itself was temporary or final at the relevant moment, what findings the judge made, whether the citizen had an opportunity to be heard, and whether the firearm restriction complied with Florida law and constitutional due process. The deputies appear to remain mostly calm, provide names and badge numbers, explain that they are enforcing a court order, avoid unnecessary escalation, allow the citizen to approach for the receipt, and return the firearm when the paperwork process allows it. Their strongest moment is recognizing that they are not attorneys and should not give legal advice beyond reading the order. The weakness is clarity. When a court order affects constitutional rights, especially firearms and speech-related no-contact language, officers should explain the process as clearly as possible. What is being seized, why it is being seized when the restriction begins, how property is documented, and how the respondent can challenge the order. The citizen clearly asserts his rights, asks for identifying information, requests a property receipt, verifies the ammunition, and raises legitimate constitutional concerns about due process and firearm possession. Those are appropriate accountability steps. The weakness is escalation risk. Repeated profanity, emotionally charged hypotheticals, and broad claims of rights being stripped away may be understandable, but they can also make the interaction more volatile. The strongest version of his argument would be calmer. Preserve the objection, get the receipt, identify the court date, and challenge the order through counsel or a written motion. This encounter is not a simple bad cop or sovereign citizen story. It is a real constitutional tension between court-ordered protective injunctions and individual firearm rights. The deputies did not appear to be creating the restriction on scene. They appeared to be enforcing a court directive. But the citizen's broader concern that civil orders can affect fundamental rights before a person feels fully heard is exactly why due process matters. If you want more constitutional breakdowns like this, where the footage is only the evidence and the law is the real story, subscribe to Real Hearing Vault. Comment below with the legal issue you think matters most here, the injunction, the firearm surrender, the open carry question, or the due process concern.